Hey, what's up everybody, it's Smitty from Smith Shot Racing, and today's video is my GoPro setup. So I'm gonna try a bunch of different angles, show you the pros and cons of each. So hope you enjoy the video, hope you learn something, and hope you try new things. So let's get into it. So here we have the dash cam view. Start with the pros and cons. The pros are, it's the most common. It's also very easy to use. It's easy to mount. You get a ram mount, the little ball and socket type mounts, and that's it. Which also means none of that double-sided sticky pads, because sometimes those leave residue on your bike, and no one likes, dirt on their bike. The cons now. The view over time gets kind of stale and boring if you watch it too long. And also, if your windscreen is dirty, those spots will show on this view. So that's all I got for the dash cam view. So here we have the front fender view. The pros are, because of its low proximity to the ground, it gives an appearance of more speed than the normal view, such as the dash cam view. Also, it's cool, it's different. Not many people use it, and they should. Like I said, it's a pretty good view for the viewer. Some of the cons now, you're exposed. You could be riding behind somebody, get hit by a rock, your lens is shattered. But then also, going that fast, let's say 100 miles an hour, you're getting 100 miles per hour of wind, and wind noise on GoPros is never good. Also, the wind pressure. Because it's going that fast, and it's probably held down with a sticky pad, the wind can blow it off, so just be careful, with this one and safety wire down. So that's it. And here we are with the rear fender view. The pros and cons are, the pros, it's a different view, something different to look at that people don't see that often. Secondly, it gives a sense of movement, seeing a tire move towards you. But also, this view, let's say you're in a race and somebody's trying to pass you, get a good view of that, or even battles behind you. That's just good to see for the viewer. It creates a sense of action. Some of the cons, well, with the tire moving towards the camera, getting hit by little rocks and things like that. Also, because my bike is under seat exhaust, heat can be a problem. It could melt the GoPro. Haven't had it happen yet. So for a side mount, it shouldn't be that problem. And then also, it's not a main view that you want to use for the entire video. But besides that, it's a good view. And that's it for the rear fender view. Next up is the rear standard view. Pros and cons are, pros for starters, it's easy to mount. And like the rear fender view, get good balance behind you. If you street ride and you see cars behind you, things like that. Also, because it's not mounted so low behind the wheel, you don't have the wheel nor the rear tail in your field of view, which means you can see more. Some of the cons now, based on how it's mounted and how you get on your bike, you can kick it off, and I've done that before. So, but for the standard rear view, that's all I got. Next up, the butt cam. So the pros for this one, it's easy mount, just like the previous rear camera. Just same thing, just flip it around. That's it. What it's great for is checking your body positioning, seeing how you look on the bike, and you can learn from your mistakes doing things like that. What it's not good for, at least in my opinion, it's not a primary camera. You can't see what's ahead of you, nor can you see what's really behind you. And like the previous camera also, you could knock it off by accident when mounting the bike. But besides that, it's not bad. It's okay. It serves its purpose. And here we have the side cam. Some of the pros for this one now is, it's a different view. People like seeing different things, not used that often. Secondly, you can check your footwork out, how you're shifting gears, or you put your feet on the foot pegs, things like that. What it's cool for though is in them turns, seeing, your dragging knee and things like that. And also close passes. Some of the cons now, well, it shouldn't be overused. Don't try to use it too much. And you want two, one left, one right. Which means more money, more GoPros. But besides that, it's not bad. It's a good view when used sparingly enough. So that's it. Next up, my favorite, the helmet cam. So the helmet cam could be used as a main camera and do an entire video, and it'll look great because the view changes, speed changes based on if you're sitting upright or lower, and the full tuck and things like that. And it gives you, the viewer, the best first-person perspective possible. What I see while riding is what you see in the video. Now, some of the cons now, some companies who run track days don't allow it in the name of safety. They say that if you crash while having the camera mounted to your helmet, it can cause more damage otherwise. How true that is, I don't know. I don't make the rules, so it is what it is. Some of the other cons, well, it looks dumb. You have a nice helmet on, but this huge camera stuck to it. So yeah, it looks kind of goofy. Also, when you're in a full tuck, it can get in the way of your chin at times, which could be a slight distraction. But besides that, I do love the helmet cam. It is my favorite. Now we have the head cam. Let's start with the cons. Compared to the helmet cam, you look extremely dumb. And you can't really ride with it. Maybe a bicycle or a pit bike here and there, and that's it really. Some of the pros, if you're doing work on the bike, checking handlebars or putting on tire warmers, adding gas, things like that, and it's angled right, this head cam can work for you. Just don't overuse it and you'll be fine. That's it for the head cam. Next up, the 360 front cam. Some of the pros are, it's very versatile, and if you mount it up top here, you could use it as a dash cam and replace that one altogether. And even this view, say like a rider cam kind of type thing, you could zoom in, zoom out, rotate to the left, see people passing you there, to the right, do the same thing, and it's pretty cool. Now some of the cons now, it does create distortion. And then there's that seam, like where the camera is in the middle, it looks kind of odd sometimes when it merges the two videos. But also, what I don't like about it is trying to edit this footage. If you do it right, it comes out good, but it is hard and very time consuming to edit it. But it's not a bad camera if this is your only camera to have. And next up, the 360 rear camera. So here's one I enjoy quite a bit also because, well, it can be used as a main camera for your video. You can see behind you, to the left, to the right of you, and not fully in front, but it gives the whole kind of like the rear standard perspective, like the whole butt cam thing, but it's still good. Secondly, it's a very unique third-person perspective, in a sense like a video game almost. And people see it and don't understand how it's mounted, so kind of a little sleight of the eye thing almost. Good angles and things like that I enjoy. But some of the cons now, like I said before, it's hard to edit. At least to me it is. And also, I don't know why it does it, but you can see the rear tail vibrating, and to me it's visually unsettling. And sometimes it's prone to fall off because it kind of is on the heavy side, and when you angle it backwards almost at length, mine has fallen off before. And I was in a race a couple of weeks ago, and the guy in front of me, Master Yoshi, his fell off too. But to prevent that, just drill a couple holes through the GoPro mount and through your bodywork, and you should be fine actually. But overall, it's a good view. So that's it for the 360. And my final thoughts are, I hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you got some good ideas how to mount your camera. Mix them up some. Do some front mounts, some rear mounts, just see what works best for you. But overall, let me know what camera angles you like in the comments or don't like, and what are your pros and cons. So anyway, it's Smitty, and till next time, y'all. Take it easy.